Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to the Christian Harloff Show. I am John Roca here, the outlaw, sitting in for Christian Harloff, who is in Los Angeles. Yes, just 2 hours and 20 minutes away from me. We're breathing the same air on the same coast because he was at the Critics' Choice Awards last night, but he is not going to be hosting the show today. I am hosting the show today with my special guest, Winston A. Marshall, coming in on that rare Monday. Usually, you see him on Fridays, but he's coming in on Monday to join me for the Christian Harloff Show. So we're going to talk about some box office stuff. We're going to talk about those Critics' Choice Awards as well, and we're going to talk about some other things going on in the world of entertainment, these other subjects that are going on, like Stranger Things, what have you. So, and we'll talk about a new year in 2026 and what can we expect and what we're looking forward to as we go along. And, of course, we want to hear from all of you. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. It's the Christian Harloff Show on a Monday here in 2026. Here we go. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Christian Harloff Show. I am John Roca here, sitting in for the man, Christian Harloff, who is still recovering from last night's Critics' Choice Awards. He was out late, and the old man doesn't usually stay out late, having fun at the award shows and at the after party there with his lovely wife. I heard they had a great time. We were texting back and forth during the whole ceremony, and a bunch of my friends as well, back and forth during the whole ceremony. I did not attend. I am a member of the Critics' Choice Awards, but I did not attend because I don't really go to big events much anymore because I don't, especially with the LA norovirus going around. I didn't want to catch any of that nonsense. But we're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk about some Stranger Things drama and possible extra episode that might be dropping, getting some box office stuff. Maybe we'll get some Star Wars and Marvel stuff too before the end of the show. But I am not here alone. I cannot do it alone on a Monday morning. Well, I can, but I don't want to today. It is 2026, and we are very fortunate to bring on our special guest for this Monday show. You know him from Capes and Cows. You know him as the Swaggy Blurred, and you know him as one half of the Spill the Tequila crew on my channel. That is the great Winston A. Marshall. Happy New Year, brother. What's up?
Oh, dude. Jesus. I am only we're 5 days into the year, and I feel like when is 2027 coming? Why am I already getting my ass whooped so bad? Like, what is happening right now?
Spoken like a true Cowboys fan. When's the next season already?
I'm not even impressed about them. Them goofy asses been out the playoffs. Now we just got all the other idiots joining us, like the Ravens. That poor kid is going to be thinking about that kick for the rest of his life, bro.
Heartbroken for that kid last night, man. But then again, for those you don't know, we're talking about the NFL playoffs. I mean, Harbaugh putting him in that position, a rookie kicker, I think was a massive mistake on his part. Let Lamar try and throw it. That Steelers secondary was like Swiss cheese last night. Let Lamar try and get it a little bit closer. You had 12 seconds. Why not do that? But in the end, it was not.
And I think another timeout. It was just crazy. But like, I guess part of it that there's a level of like, there's only so much he can do, bruh. You're already at like a 4th and 9, and he gives you a perfect dime to likely. I know the people that watch this show aren't always the ones that watch Spill the Tequila, so they don't care about football the same way that we do, so we can move on. But I just I feel like the Ravens probably do, where I just feel like I've been getting my ass whooped for 5 days straight. And when I finally saw some light in the horizon, I woke up today and my stomach was whooping me, and I'm happy to be here on the show. But Christian was like, hey, can you do this? And then when I go to work, I was like, yo, I'm gonna have to dip out for a little bit. And then they were all like, hey, where the hell you think you going? I'm like, look, I got to do, like, it's just
Welcome to adulthood, man. It is constantly.
I don't want to be an adult. I want to be a child again, Roca.
Here we go again. But yeah, that's the game, unfortunately. But yeah, all of us walking into 2026. It's a crazy world out there. It got even crazier over the last few days. We're not going to talk about it, obviously, because that's not this kind of show. But yeah, so everybody who's hanging on or struggling through a Monday, maybe you're heading back to work. A lot of people are heading back to work for the first time in a few days. We are here to guide you through that, have some fun, 2 hours of conversation going into things in the world of entertainment. So appreciate you all joining us. And remember, super chats are very big for the show. So please send in your super chats. We want to set the table on Monday. Me and Winston A. Marshall set the table on Monday that everyone else has to kind of follow along. So we'd love it if you sent in your super chats. Anything you want to talk about, Winston and I will talk about it. So send it in as we go along. But Winston, we got to start. We got to get into things going on here. As I said, in the world of entertainment, let's jump into the first thing, and that is Stranger Things. Now, of course, Stranger Things had their season finale recently, a series finale really recently, and some people like me weren't necessarily that satisfied with what we got. Well, apparently there is a rumored secret episode that might be coming. This is coming to us from For the Win, Charles Curtis there over there. Stranger Things Conformity Gate explained, secret episode coming. There are a lot of theories floating around about the Stranger Things finale, from whether a certain character died to what the future of the characters is. But there's one take that's taken hold of TikTok and other social media. It's called Conformity Gate. And as someone who has dived deep into some of the weird stuff that happened in season 5, I'm finding a lot of this stuff on my timelines and For You pages. The Too Long Didn't Read. Well, fans think there are a lot of signs, Easter eggs, and more that we saw to end season 5 was a total fake out, that Vecna has a hold on the characters and the audience to give them a completely made-up vision and happy ending. The reality in fans' minds is that the Mind Flayer wasn't defeated after all, and Vecna won, and that there's another episode still coming. Basically, a lot of Easter eggs that seem to point to proof that everything isn't okay in Hawkins after all. It's the way that everyone at the graduation had their hands like Henry Creel's, or the way the Dungeons and Dragons books lined up to say X is or X a lie, as in what happened in Dimension X was all a lie. Is there going to be a new Stranger Things episode on January 7th? That's the date this is all led to. Fans think there's going to be a hidden secret episode that pulls back the curtain and reveals that it was all a lie, and they will get the real ending. Now, why January 7th? There's a lot of numerology being thrown around about the number 7 in season 5. Plus, January 7th is also Orthodox Christmas Day, which would, in this theory, track with release dates for the previous batch of season 5 episodes: Thanksgiving, Christmas Day, and New Year's Eve. But no comment from the Duffer Brothers at all, Winston. People are creating this maybe as a way of coping with the fact that they didn't like that season finale. What are your thoughts on this, brother?
I feel like 2026 has been whooping my ass, and it's only been 5 days because, all of a sudden now we're coming up with crack brain theories of what the fake. Look, if this is real,
yeah,
okay, that's interesting, I guess. But
yeah.
I think that people. I don't want to sit here and say people need to get a life because, what do I do for a living? So let me like relax on that. But I feel like that whole sentiment of go outside and touch grass is kind of, this seems like a lot. I don't.
Right.
It's sure it's possible, and I could eat some crow, but I just don't. I don't see it. I'm looking at some of these things, and this feels a little bit deeper than I think. I don't. I'm sorry, man. Like this feels like the same way that any conspiracy theory. This genuinely feels up there with QAnon. It's that level of just bro. But then when you actually go and you examine, first of all, who is X? When did we ever call the upside down Dimension X?
I don't recall calling it Dimension X. And
I was like, is this the Ninja Turtles? That's
episode.
Where Krang is from. Unless we're introducing Krang and the Technodrome, ain't no Dimension X. It's always been referred to as the upside down, or recently with this season, they realized they were in a wormhole. So oh yeah. That's right. Either one of those, unless there's something I missed. I don't ever remember being called Dimension X a lie. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all are really bored. That's what that feels like. And again, I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum, but I just genuinely am like,
yeah,
this feels like you just want to find something. If anything, as a fiance to a Swiftie, and they were known for doing something called clowning, where they literally will go and try and look at every different Easter egg, which sometimes Taylor does put stuff out there and makes it into a whole clue. But then other times, but then other times, it's just they're looking into something and they're hoping that it is a new album release or something like that. And so they call it clowning because they're like, you're just kind of clowning around, and you're like, oh, is this a real thing, or is this just a fan conspiracy?
Yeah.
Right now, that's the second I'm gonna go ahead and borrow that phrase and say that that's what this feels like. But
yeah, I think this is how people are coping with the fact that the series or the season finale let them down. That they're creating these conspiracy theories, and we see this. I was talking about this last night with my Patreon group that we hang out on Sunday nights on my Patreon, and we talked about, like, I was like, are we in a post conspiracy theory world? Like, the fact that the conspiracy theories are now just like accepted way of communicating possibilities, right? It seems to be now we're in this world in all arenas that conspiracy theories are now given way more credence or way more attention than they ever have been in the past. And now it's like, well, yes, now we're going to go with this situation here with Stranger Things. I didn't like that series, but oh, it must be because they have a better episode somewhere that they're holding back on us. There's an episode 7 somewhere. We've seen this, and it happened, with was a Sandman. They had that surprise 11th episode in the first season from Netflix, which was really cool, but it wasn't about saving the season or tricking people. I think there are moments in that series finale, like when Mike is looking at the speaker, and the speaker reminds him of the noise the military was using when they were trying to get everybody to kind of like be controlled. So there are moments that you could argue, wait, is there something else going on here, or is this just him having like a PTSD flashback? I don't know. So yeah, possibilities I think are here. I'd be really surprised if they did a 7th episode, or sorry, an extra episode that revealed all this stuff on January 7th. That being said, from what I saw from the series finale, why would I have faith that they'd even get that episode right? Even if the conspiracy theories are true, that they would actually get that episode right, because that 2-hour and 8-minute finale was, the first hour was laborious as hell. The second hour was good, but then that 45-minute denouement was like, come on. So I don't know. Even if this thing exists, Winston, I wouldn't trust them to get it right in the end. And if it sucks, that makes it even worse this season. So that's the danger if this is actually true,
Yeah, I mean, the thing that made me laugh is somebody in the chat was like,
yeah,
X, as in Twitter's a lie. And I was like, oh yeah, no, that actually that's fair. That's a bunch of pomp and circumstance. But look, I don't have a problem with people per se getting into stuff like this. What
right.
I'm going to be annoyed by is if it becomes a situation of, do I have a few issues with the finale? Sure. But overall, I think it was actually a very well done finale. We got like a nice little full circle happy ending of passing the adventuring on to the next generation, which, some of the like behind the scenes that I saw already, they were talking about how that was such a big deal of, we started this a decade ago and being passed now to Holly and these other little kids. Like, I think that was like a nice kind of final wrap up that was going on. If pretending and believing in this is something that people want to do, I think that's fine. But if we get to a place where it's like, that's not the real ending, that's not the real and you genuinely go into full conspiracy theory, the lizard people are behind it, bro. Like, if you really go that far, then we've got a problem. But if people want to speculate, it's fine. But I agree with you. I wish we could just take the art that we were given on its face, and if you just didn't like it, you didn't like it.
Yeah.
But you're allowed to go off and do what you want. It is what it is,
I guess. But everyone's looking into this stuff, aren't they? Everyone is like, oh, because of Lost. I think it started with Lost. Lost threw clues in, and then from Lost, all these other shows came along, and people were adding stuff and looking at stuff and connecting stuff. And so it's no surprise that people want to do this. I just think because the season overall was a bit middling, it's a hell of a thing to drop a surprise episode and make that all work, especially when people have been criticizing the writing all season, criticizing some of the storylines, some of the things that happened here, some of the certain characters that weren't given enough time. I mean, Erica was basically an afterthought throughout the whole season, which was really frustrating when she had been such a great character throughout the last 2 seasons. Yeah. And Joyce was Winona Ryder was collecting a paycheck. She just was there to have an occasional moment with Will and then move on, until she got that moment in the finale. So there are certain things that I think they just felt there was too much. And so again, I don't know what this episode would do to save the season, but it would need to do a lot of heavy lifting in order to save the season overall. Even if you like the finale, the season overall, I think, is pretty much has been accepted as like a mixed season. So I don't know what it would necessarily lead to.
I feel you. I mean, and look, I see a bunch of people saying that like I clearly wasn't paying attention, and that I mentioned the wormhole. That the wormhole is the upside down. And yes, Vecna was in another dimension, but I never heard it referred to as Dimension X. I always heard of it as the abyss. So if that was what I'm missing in that whole thing, then okay, that's fine. But but I don't know. I again, if they did it, and it actually comes true, then that's that may be some of the greatest storytelling we've ever seen, of like kind of burying the lead and then you using the tool of how you decided to release this on Netflix as well. I think all of that would be fantastic, but I don't want to have happen when the Mayan apocalypse does not go down in 2 days. People will be like, you just don't know the truth, man. People get bent out of shit. That's more what I'm thinking. I don't have a problem with people like trying to find something, and if they're right, awesome. I'm gonna have an issue if they're gonna turn around and go, all this, bro, like this is some trash shit. Like that's what I know is coming, because that's how the internet works.
You know bought that, like you bought that last episode. You're a sucker, man. There's another one coming. How come it didn't come out on the 7th? Like, oh no, they're still prepping it. They're doing they got to get it right. They got to get it right. I've been waiting for the Mayan apocalypse for how long now? And it's like, no, they got to get it right. It's going to drop. You'll see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If it doesn't come true, blame me. Absolutely. Absolutely blame me. Someone said this, like Erica, what is it? B House's Erica was a great character, but didn't need a ton of time spent with her. But we needed time with Maya Hawke's girlfriend. She had way more time. Everything Maya Hawke's girlfriend did, you didn't even have to introduce that storyline. It could have been Erica taking care of Sadie Sink. It could have been Erica with Max. Why was it?
I think the only reason for that was to give you a final platform for Will to be able to express himself. Like, to be able to have somebody to connect to that's also queer, to be able to feel confident enough to essentially almost have like a mentor to be able to feel comfortable enough to come out. Because during his coming out, he locked eyes with Maya Hawke's character. I can't remember her name all of a sudden. And she was like encouraging him. So I think that was the main reason. But I feel like you could have probably still found another way to.
I'm just saying you didn't need the girlfriend. You could have had the conversations with Robin the whole time, and they could have been Erica, in my opinion. Red Balloon's very mad at us, Winston, and there's loads more evidence than what you're referring to. Why not research it before coming on to discuss it? Well, because I have a life and we have lives, and we're not going to sit there and dive into this shit and go deep into this shit to talk. We're just doing it as regular. Guess what? We're the ones they want watching, not you. We're the casuals. The casuals are the ones who are supposed to make up a majority of the viewership of stuff. And if you make the casuals work too hard on certain things, they're not going to be that excited. So Red House, in 2 days, when this thing does not come out, I want to hear what your comments are then, because I think that's the truth of this. So research it all you want, get knee deep, do all your YouTube videos, but then when it doesn't happen, what is your response going to be then?
Also, one, we're going off of somebody actually did an article and pulled all of these fan theories collectively and this evidence together. That's the story that we're reading off of. And I'm looking at the tweets of like screenshots and all the stuff, and people have been on TikTok.
Yeah.
And two, I'm like, did you hear any of the previous part where we said, if it's true, that's dope as shit, and good for y'all for figuring that out. But if it's not true and you have a conniption, then I'm like, touch some grass. I'm kind of wondering if you're upset that we didn't go and do all of this evidence research that you said. I should be upset that you're not listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth. That's to quote the great Chris Tucker. So I just, again, for all of the people that love this to the ends of the earth, I hope it's true. I hope it's true, because I think it would be a cool thing to from a creative standpoint, to be like, psych, fake episode, here you go.
Yeah.
But also, if it doesn't happen, we got, as my mama would say, we got what we got. So you can either enjoy your dinner or you can go hungry. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, right. It's like Marvel. You're like, why didn't you read these 45 comic books to understand what they were referencing? Or DC, when all these people were like, you need to read all the Silver Age comic books to get what James Gunn is doing. No, I fucking don't. I need to be able to walk into a theater and enjoy it exactly as it's presented to me without needing to have read the context or the style or anything like that. Because I'm the casuals are the ones. Oh, and I'm not a casual, obviously, but the people who are not deep into this shit are not the ones that they need to be alienating by going knee deep into the lore. That's usually where you lose people, is when you go knee deep into the lore. Because when you start going down that path, you got to honor it. Lost didn't honor it in a lot of ways, and that's why a lot of people have negative feelings about the show. They still love it, but there's that feeling that it didn't stick the landing. So there's a feeling of wasted time at times with that kind of thing. That being said, speaking of Lost, we should send our thoughts out to Evangeline Lilly, who sadly suffered a fall and has been going through some brain damage issues. She talked about it over the weekend on Instagram. Yeah, very sad situation. She fainted and hit her head on a rock when she was there at her home, and unfortunately, she is suffering some brain damage issues. So hopefully, she's on the road back to recovery, and she will be fine. Because I'll tell you what, I love her, loved her on the show, loved her on as the Wasp, and I hope she has more to come acting wise down the road. So we'll see. Just wanted to give a shout out to her as well. All right, well, let's do a little ad work that we got to do here, and then we'll be back to talk some more stuff like box office, some Ahsoka stuff, James Gunn stuff, possibly. We'll see. And send in your super chats. We only have 3 guys. Come on, if you want, come on. You got to send the super chats in. We have 550 of you watching us right now live. It's 2026. Send in your love, send in your support, send in your super chats. We got to show Christian that we can do this every day. Because listen, when you send in your super chats, you're not sending them to Winston and me. You're sending them to support Christian Harloff and this channel. So please send in your super chats today so that we get to a good number. We'd love to get to 100.
If we get to 100, I will release the Conformity Gate episode of Stranger Things. I will release the epilogue. I was just fooling with y'all. I'm the one that controls it all. I have it sitting right here on this special CIA hard drive. Okay? Oh
shit!
You don't even know. I'll put it out right now. You think Netflix won't come hunt me down? I'll take that L for you. I will go a hide in Dimension X and I will play that final episode. But you have to send in these super chats, bro.
Send them in, bro. Send them in. All right, we'll be right back right after this.
This message is sponsored by Raycon. I am living in a Raycon world now, man. Everywhere I go, the gym, walking the dog, subway, my little one, I just gave her Raycons, and she is digging it. If you're looking for a holiday gift, I've been using Raycon's Essential Open Earbuds like every day, everywhere I go. They're so good. For me, I love that I can play music and still hear what's going on around me. That is one of the key things. You're so locked in, but you still can have access to the world, and it doesn't your safety is still good. Right now, the good thing about Raycon, they're up to 20% off for the holidays, so definitely grab them while you can. Regular earbuds block out everything. You can't hear someone if they're calling your name, there's a car honking, anything. These Raycons, once they sit just outside your ear canal, so you get really clear sound, but you can actually hear what's happening around you too. This is why I gave my little one these. She loves to listen to her music, but if I need to say, hey, Z, and she can hear me, but she can still listen to her music. Raycon has over 3 million customers, and the sound quality is just as good as the way more expensive brands. They're half the price because they're not paying for celebrity endorsements and all their retail markup stuff. If you don't like them, the best part, 30-day guarantee. There's an open ear design. There's a multi-angular hook. It's lightweight, multi-point connection, 36 hours of battery. That's what I love about it. I'm telling you, I love these things. I have the New York Yankee ones, and I use them religiously. Now, the ones I got for my little one, the Essential Open Earbuds, they are here for the holiday season, and they are selling fast. Raycon audio products are up to 20% off this holiday season. You have to go to buyraycon.com/Christian Open to save on Raycon audio products site-wide. You got to order by December 15th, guarantee delivery by Christmas, because great gifts shouldn't show up late. This is one you're going to get. And everybody who's been getting them so far is saying, you're right, Raycon's did. Shiz. Can I say that? I just did, I guess.
There you go. All right. Well, We are back at it here on the Christian Harloff Show. Winston A. Marshall and I here to talk to you all. Thanks for the people who've been sending in the super chats there over the last few seconds, or last couple of minutes rather, as we heard from that Raycon ad. And don't forget, definitely use that Christian code there for Raycon to get some good discounts on those headphones. So, all right, Winston, let's move on to our next story here. Let's talk about box office. That's what we do here on Mondays on the show, and let's get into it here. A big weekend for Avatar and for Zootopia 2 here. Avatar Fire and Ash. I got to make these bigger. Hold on a second. Oh, the perils of doing this show here. Hold on. Bigger. There we go. What's going on?
I'm just laughing at you struggling, old man.
That's how it works. Avatar Fire and Ash has now become the fourth James Cameron movie to pass the billion-dollar mark at the global box office, following the previous two Avatar films and Titanic. As of the end of Sunday, the film is expected to hit 306 million domestic and 777 million international for a worldwide gross to date of 1.08 billion. That puts it as the second highest grossing film of 2025. Second worldwide, sandwiched between other Disney features, Zootopia 2 and Lilo and Stitch. Third-party indicators suggest the film will finish up its theatrical run around the $1.7 billion mark. That's amazing. Zootopia 2 also continues smashing records in its sixth weekend of release. The film's $604 million gross in China, becoming the second highest grossing Hollywood film of all time in that country, behind only Avengers Endgame. And it might pass it. It's only, 27 million away? Insane. The worldwide total for the film stands at 1.22 billion, making it the sixth biggest Hollywood release overseas of all time, overtaking The Force Awakens and Furious 7. Zootopia 2 has beat worldwide The Force Awakens and Furious 7. That is crazy. Also notice that the Sydney Sweeney-led thriller, I mean, come on, Amanda Seyfried is in the movie. She is also a lead of this. The Housemaid has now racked up $133 million worldwide, with $75 million domestically. It only dropped 3% over the weekend. It's pretty amazing. Projections are to end its run just past the $200 million mark, making it one of Lionsgate's biggest hits of the decade. And Timothée Chalamet, Marty Supreme, is on track to pass 100 million at domestic box office, the first film to ever do so for A24. All right, Winston, a lot to talk about at box office. Where do you want to start? What are your feelings? What are you thinking there?
You remember when I was talking about how 2026 is already whooping my ass?
Yes.
So I finally found 3 hours to devote to go watch a movie that I'm really not that interested in. Yes. I had rewatched Way of Water earlier instead of watching football. So I was like, all right, I'm caught up. I remember what happened and how we kind of wrap things up, only for me to arrive at the movie theater and the Dolby projector is broken. And the next available showing was like, this was at about 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. And the next available showing was going to be at like 10:30.
Oof.
But I had to be up for work at 5.
10:30 at night.
So
yikes.
I am not only did I miss the newest Avengers trailer, because I haven't seen it yet, and I had already seen, the Steve Rogers and the Thor one. Supposedly the new one this week was X-Men. So like, instead of the leaked whatever, so I didn't get to see the trailer. I didn't get to see this movie. So poo-poo on you, Avatar 3. I bet you're not gonna make more than 1.5 because your ass can't keep the theaters running properly. I have the glasses on and everything. I was ready for the headache. I'm crotchety old like Winston today. I'm gonna tell you right now. But to that point, I am not surprised. I knew that they would cross 1 billion. I didn't think they would get to 2. I still don't think they'll get to 2. I think that is truly rare air. And especially in a post-pandemic, post-strike era, we have had what I think Barbie was close. I think Barbie hit 1.6, 1.7. Spider-Man did get over 2. But like, I think this is gonna tucker out. I think Way of Water hit 2, but I think this is gonna tucker out just because you did have some people say, it felt like a retreading of the second movie. Yeah. I think just the state of the economy. People are clearly still going, because when I was there and I was in line, I was like genuinely upset. I was like, I don't know when I'm going to have time to see this movie again. Dude in line goes, man, this is my third time. I seen it in IMAX and I had seen it in Prime. I hadn't seen it in Dolby yet. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to say anything about that because
Yeah.
a lot of times I've seen Sinners in different formats. I can shut up. Like, I'm not even going to about that whatsoever. But so like people are out here in these streets, so it'll do well. But I am not surprised that Zootopia 2 is crushing like this. I think that's the one that I was like, I heard that first week numbers and I was like, oh, this movie is going to be the movie of 2025 as far as all of that goes. So,
well, you look at the box office since 2020, as you mentioned, Winston, the COVID marker there. Avatar: Way of Water is number one at $2.3 billion worldwide. Then it's Ne Zha 2, which I think is now on HBO Max, both of them, or Netflix, I can't remember, $2.2 billion. Spider-Man No Way Home, $1.9 billion. Inside Out 2, 1.7, or essentially 1.7 billion. Zootopia 2, already on the list at 1.5, almost $1.6 billion already. Top Gun Maverick at 1.5, essentially. Barbie, as you said, 1.4 billion. Okay. Super Mario's 1.3 billion. Deadpool Wolverine, 1.3 billion. And then Avatar Fire and Ash, currently at just over $1 billion, is in 10th place. So those are the 10 top grossing films since 2020. 2 of them are from this year, which is insane. This year being 2025, not 2026. It's just insane to look at when you see this. But, you know, Avatar Fire and Ash, someone said that I missed on the prediction of the box. How did I miss? I never said it wasn't going to make $1 billion. I said it wasn't going to make 2, and it's not. Winston's saying 1.5. Some of the prognosticators are saying 1.7. I think that's about right, somewhere between 1.5 and 1.7. So for all the conversation about how, whoa, it's making $1 billion a fourth movie, it's going to come in way less, $600 million less possibly than Avatar: Way of Water. That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. For those who hate Transformers movies and said Michael Bay needs to be removed because that last one didn't do well, well, you got to apply the same logic, don't you? I'm just putting it out there. Go ahead.
I think the bigger thing to take away from it, because remember, Way of Water came out in 2022, so pre-strike. I think the bigger thing is to take away the landscape of the industry. It's just not what it was. We've seen post-pandemic, it obviously was very weird, but then I think post-strike, because you had the shift in the way that streamers are kind of doing things, like the kind of budgets that they're putting into stuff, like the beyond the strike, around that time, then when you get to the election, you're talking about then how the economy shifted. So again, I think it's not necessarily some sort of grand indictment on Avatar 3. I think it's more of an indictment of just where the world is at this particular moment, and hitting that 2 billion milestone is just not, I just don't think that is something that's going to happen very often or at all.
Well, I think Doomsday will hit 2 billion. I think that's a very real possibility.
I don't think it will.
Really?
I think we're going to sit in the same sandbox of 1.5 to 1.7 at best, because you still also have to go in Avatar at the bare minimum. The people that rock with Avatar, their faith has never been shaken, and the proof of that is that they've already hit $1 billion in 2 weeks. I think that the bigger kind of like eyebrow raise is the MCU, which has been on rocky ground, which like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. People are in, people are out. And are we tired of superheroes? I think that there is a greater propensity for them to not do well than this did and will. You know what I mean? And that hurts my heart, because like I said, Avatar don't do it for me, but you know, I obviously live, breathe, eat, sleep, all the superhero stuff. So that bums me out. But I just think we're in a different landscape nowadays.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I just have a firm belief that if they get Doomsday right, that's a $2 billion film. And you know what, Winston? They're going to need it to be a $2 billion film, considering how much money they're spending in making both of these movies. It's going to, I guarantee, I can't want to say guarantee, but I just have a feeling it's going to be 500 million is going to be the production budget for both of those movies, both at Doomsday and Secret Wars. So they're going to need to make a lot of money off this thing and make it right. But I do want to give, flowers to The Housemaid, because I certainly didn't have faith that film was going to do anything at the box office. I'd never heard of this novel, didn't think it was that big of a deal, but it has made a lot of money, word of mouth. And going up against Avatar, going up against Zootopia 2, I thought it was going to get buried. But the fact that it might even make $200 million worldwide, that's pretty amazing. You know, after Sydney had a few flops in a row, to have her do something good here, I think is fantastic. But I don't want to eliminate Amanda Seyfried from the conversation either. It's both of them, I think, as a two-hander, getting people to come into the theater and watch the movie, and the movie being good. That's actually a part of it as well. People like the movie, are enjoying the movie. And so it's kind of like counter to Avatar, counter programming to Zootopia 2, they're going in to see the movie, and pretty much for the most part, the audience score and the critic score enjoying it. So that's a good sign for resuscitating her career at where it was at. And I think Chalamet getting a fucking film about a ping pong player in the 1950s to $100 million after winning the Critics' Choice Award last night for Best Actor, it just speaks volumes about the power that is growing for Chalamet, and that people's interest in his stuff is still very high, And so I'm curious to see what happens next with Dune 3 and these other films that are coming from him, how much more power he has at the box office as he grows in stature there in Hollywood. So positive stuff all around. Anything else you want to say on these?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'll eventually check out The Housemaid. The funny thing is like the premise sounded fine to me. It's that kind of age old, like the other woman is actually the devil. Like it seemed interesting enough, but I just, as I've kind of mentioned, I'm not the biggest fan of Sydney Sweeney's acting.
Right. I agree.
Because I have found personally, and I said this about Christy, I think when she's acting at a high note, so there's a high amount of emotion, whether it be fear or anger or whatever, she is actually one of the best to do it. My problem is her mids and her lows fully take me out of it, because it seems like she is constantly bored with what's going on and not really jacked in. So again, heightened emotion, I can sense the tension, I can feel how she's feeding off the other actors and vice versa. But her just having a basic conversation, I'm like, do you know where you are? Like what is going on? And it takes me out of anything she's in because of that. So I just wasn't interested.
I just think you and I are of a different mentality when it comes to acting. You and I look for certain things. I think the new generation, the DGAF about anything generation, likes that Sydney seems like she's disinterested in these regular scenes when she's speaking. Like, I'm going to get a Coke. I'm going to get a Coke. When she's doing this kind of like, I don't know what's, do you even understand? Are you high right now? Like, where are you at? That appeals to the younger generation, that style, that approach, I think. And that's why you're seeing her explode. Because I agree with you. I don't think she's the strongest actress. In fact, if you read the reviews, she's hardly getting any publicity or positive reactions to her performance. It's Amanda Seyfried who's getting a lot of the positive reactions in the reviews for that movie. So, it's just that she scratches whatever itch for that generation. Was it Alpha? That's the new generation now.
She would technically be Gen Z, but yes, the next generation, the younger ones are Gen Alpha. But I would put it to you this way: I don't even necessarily think I have an issue with that archetype, because I can think of plenty of like examples in like movies where it is a deadpan character. Like the show Daria is hilarious. It's animated, but the show Daria is hilarious because she's deadpan and doesn't give a. She does not actually, it's not even a level of my character doesn't care. Actress does not seem in the same world as everybody else. If we're supposed to be watching her play pretend, I do not believe when she is having normal conversations that she is in that said world. It feels like Sydney Sweeney walked in on The Housemaid and is like, wow, you have a home. I'm going to my trailer. Like it doesn't seem like she has moved into the headspace of the person that she is, unless she is screaming for her life or ready to box or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Those are the only times that I'm like, oh, there she is.
Right. Good point from Karen. She's no Zendaya. 100%. She is no Zendaya. And Matt's right, I think, as well. That's how Dakota Johnson acts, LOL. I agree. Dakota.
Said, shut up, Winston. Sydney Sweeney is the next Meryl Streep.
Oh my gosh. Yikes. I agree. I mean, there's just I don't know, man, because I mean, certain actors are standing out, and then certain actors you can't explain why they connect with the public, but That's the way it's always been. That's always the way it's been. Anyway, all right, let's move on to another. By the way, 9 super chats. Come on, people. We got to get to at least 50. Send them in. There's 600 of you joining us here in 2026. Super chats are really important to the channel here. Christian asked me to make an even stronger push today to get a good to get the week started in a good way. So please, Winston and I are here. Send in your super chats, send in your love. Again, you're sending in super chats to support the Christian Harloff channel, not supporting Winston and I necessarily. So if that's an issue for you, just want to clear that up. So send them in, send in your super chats, and we'll answer any questions you got about anything. Please, we would appreciate that. All right, let's move on to what else we got. Oh, yeah. You know what? All right, fine. We'll talk about this. Let's talk about James Gunn. I'm making an editorial decision. Gunn talks Supergirl Vision Netflix WB deal. Even though he doesn't direct the upcoming Supergirl film, DC Studios co-chief James Gunn says the comparisons being made between it and his Guardians of the Galaxy movies aren't unfair. Appearing on the Variety Awards Circuit podcast, Gunn says director Craig Gillespie's new film is very much the work and vision of Gillespie himself. Well, I mean, Supergirl is Craig Gillespie's vision, and it's very much, I love him so much, he's a great guy. Gunn says the film is a, quote, space, I love him so much, he's a great guy. Gunn says the film is a space fantasy, which naturally draws comparisons to the tone of Guardians. He says, I love Millie Alcock in the movie, and I think it's a space fantasy, which is like Guardians in a way, but it's based on the Tom King book, but it doesn't follow it religiously, but it has a lot of the core of that there, and I'm really excited for people to see it and to see Millie. It's going to be awesome. And then when asked about the impending sale of WB to Netflix, to which he gives one of the more optimistic takes out there. He says, quote, do I have hopes? No, I really don't, because everything's unknown. I think it's all really exciting, frankly. So I hope and pray for the best. And I've been through these sorts of changes so many times that I'll always be careful what you wish for, because you don't really know until you know. And I hope it goes well. And I think it's exciting. You know, every direction has really exciting things for DC. So I'm excited about where it's going to go. And of course, Supergirl comes out later this year in June. So your thoughts on his comments there, Winston, about Supergirl and about Netflix purchasing WB possibly?
Yeah, I feel like you don't necessarily have to. I've started to come around.
Okay,
I would be the first one to be like, it's not having the book. It's not having the book. I think that you want to, if you're going to say something inspired by it, you need to bring a large amount of the core of it. But I don't think it necessarily does have to be religious, because like my whole thought process is you're introducing Lobo. Lobo has nothing to do with Woman of Tomorrow. So like you're gonna be doing your own thing. Right. The ultimate question is, do they bring it in a way that like makes sense for its own movie and it is still entertaining? And at the end of the day, I think the main thing is, did you get the core of what the story was about? Yeah. So I really hope, as long as we're keeping the main element of, a young woman dealing with grief, 2 young women dealing with grief, one, the kind of elder mentor to the other, but that elder mentor, aka Supergirl in this case, that, she's really starting to question her morality. Like throughout the course of that book, she questions it. Yeah. She questions it, and then you get to see at the end what is the conclusion she comes to. So I just, as long as the core of it is there, I'm good. As far as the sale, you're not gonna openly talk about your new overlords in a poor way. If you think otherwise, you're gonna be like, yeah, man, it's just exciting, bro. Like, changes. Yeah, it's exciting. Like, that's a standard PR. Let me just keep my nose to the grindstone type. People outside of it, if you're not actively working for Warner Brothers or Netflix, those are the actors that have been speaking up. Those are the writers that have been speaking up. But you want to make sure that your job don't get turned upside down. So yeah, man. Oh, exciting.
It's like the strike when Sean Gunn came out and was bashing all the other studios except Warner Brothers, which had David Zaslav and all these people doing the things they were doing. He was praised, and I was like, he's only talking about the other studios because his brother doesn't work for those studios, so he's fine to bash them all. So yeah, you're right. Actually, it's and Sean Levy coming out recently, Stranger Things, the greatest finale of any TV show ever, and you're just saying that to hype it up. You don't actually really believe that shit, So yeah, I think his comments are fine in terms of the WB Netflix. I agree with you. I don't think he's going to tell you his real feelings. He's got to be positive because they sign his paychecks. That's the game. But on the other side, I kind of like that he said that it doesn't follow the book that religiously, because it shouldn't. The book is a book. The movie is a movie. What was the big main criticism people had about the initial cut of Watchmen is that you basically just trace the book. When you see the director's cut, it's a way better film because there's more going on in between the lines. But when you watch the regular cut, it wasn't that great. And the same thing with Civil War, right? Marvel didn't follow step by step the Civil War story from the comics or the Infinity Gauntlet story from the comics, and they turned out really well.
Yeah, but the part of that is that you couldn't, and like you didn't have the rights to some of the main players in those storylines, like the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four in particular had a massive storyline in Civil War. Like a lot of what goes wrong is because Reed can't stop meddling because he's overthinking everything. So he ends up making a Thor clone who then ends up killing Bill Foster, aka Goliath, and that became a whole thing. And then Johnny and Ben and Susan are like, we can't even F with you anymore, Reed. And he starts going into a depression. It's like there's like a whole bunch of stuff you couldn't do, so you had to kind of be inspired by and then do your thing. So I am always fine with people making those changes. Well, I am now. I wasn't growing up. As a kid, I was like, oh, damn, yo. But there are some things that you just need to make sure you get the core of. So I think the core of what was going on with Civil War, the Sokovia Accords, feels a lot like the Registration Act in the books. So I think that works. Part of why I didn't F with Halo, the Master Chief is supposed to, the idea is that you are the Master Chief.
Right.
So within the first 5 minutes of the show, to show his face completely throws all of that out of the window. If you wanted to do it maybe for the series finale or even the season finale, you maybe see his face for a quick second and then we don't see it again. I'll buy that the same way you looked at Mando. You did not see Mando's face until that one moment in the middle of like season 2 or 3 where it was like a desperate need and you had to do it. Right. I think that is that's the core of what's going on with the lore there. So as long as the core is there, it will work.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. So we'll see how it all plays out. It's coming out very soon. I like the trailer. I'm 100% on board with this. I'm looking forward to this one. And all these people bash it like, oh, it looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's not a bad thing. Guardians of the Galaxy was a very fun series. And those three films are a lot of fun. So why not evoke some of that? I do think that James is being a little necessary, not necessarily telling the full truth when he says, this is Craig's vision, this is Craig's idea. Come on. You're the overseer. Of course, you had to put a little bit of influence on it. But sure, Craig directed the movie. It'll be his movie standing alone. But there's no way that James didn't offer input and make changes or whatever. So, in that respect, I think he's not being 100% truthful. But that's how it is with everything. So I'm not going to bash him.
Oh, I forgot about. People are calling me out that he showed his face to Grogu at the end of season 1. It's been, first of all, it's been a long time. If I remember correctly, how long ago was that show? Did that show start? Was that 2019, bro? Was that the end of 2019?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think so.
So it's been, you guys got to give me a break. It's been 7 years. Oh God. The episode that I distinctly remember him taking off his helmet is when he was doing that spy mission and they were like, you need to show us your face. And he didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
So I remember that it was, it was season 2. It was the tragedy. He was trying to, yeah. Nope. I remember. But I did not remember the season 1 finale. That was 2019. Jesus.
2019, bro.
Ooh.
Feel old, people. Feel old. All the people who criticize us for being old, how are you feeling nowadays, y'all? Y'all are old too now. All of a sudden, you got age spots blowing up on your hands. Kiss my ass, man.
Now people are getting confused. No, Halo did not come out in 2019. Mandalorian came out in 2019, but Halo came out a couple years ago. And again, to that point, him showing his face at the end of the season is what I was talking about with doing the same thing with Halo. If you had waited and like you needed it for some reason or some narrative, like at the end of the first game, he says, I think we're just getting started. And he takes his helmet off and it zooms out before you can see his head. And he puts the helmet down while he's sitting in the spaceship. If we had a moment like we did at the end of Mando, where he goes, I had to do it. There's an impact there that it's like, okay, but right out the gate, I already feel alienated. You know what I'm saying? Versus, oh, that was a twist. It was like, this doesn't feel right. So that's kind of my difference there.
Mike saying, I'm 32 years old and I'm old. Yeah, that's how it happens. That's about when it starts to happen because everything is moving really fast. And all of a sudden you realize, man, I'm holding on by my fingernails and swinging from the rope. So there we go. So, all right. Well, there we go. That's the conversation there. Let's talk about the Critics' Choice Awards, Wednesday, because we got to get to that before we get to the questions. And hopefully you all send them in. We're at 13 now. Let's go, people. Get us to 50, at least 50, bro.
Please
come on.
13. Yeah, Christian,
come on, guys. we got to get more. All right. The 31st Critics' Choice Awards were handed out tonight or last night in Los Angeles with one battle after another taken Best Film and Director. No surprise, in my opinion, there. Both Sinners and Frankenstein provided big winners, nabbing 4 wins each, while K-pop Demon Hunters and F1 took 2 each. Single award winners include Marty Supreme, Hamnet, Weapons, Avatar, The Secret Agent, Mission Impossible, Train Dreams, and The Naked Gun. On the TV side, The Pit, The Studio, and Adolescence were the biggest winners with 3, 3, and 4 wins, respectively. Other winners include Severance, Pluribus, Squid Game, Hacks, All Her Fault, and South Park. Chelsea Handler hosted the annual ceremony for the 4th consecutive year. So let's look at the winners here. Best Picture, one battle after another, beating out all these good movies to be a part of, except for this Wicked for Good. I don't know what that's doing in there. But anyway, Best Actor, Chalamet won over DiCaprio, Edgerton, Hawke, and Jordan, and Wagner Moore, and gave a really wonderful speech, giving love to all the people who were nominated, and gave love to his lady by the end there. Best Actress, no surprise, Jessie Buckley went in for Hamlet. Rose Byrne, Chase Infinity, Renata Rinsby, Amanda Seyfried, Emma Stone. Best Supporting Actor, Jacob Elordi. That was a bit of a surprise. A lot of people thought that Benicio or Sean would have had it, but Jacob Elordi taking it. I'm not necessarily mad about that. Amy Madigan, fuck yes, winning for Weapons. I've heard so many people try to bash her work, try to say it wasn't awards worthy. Critics who say they should go to fucking acting school and tell me if she's not a good actress in that role. It's insane. She ended up taking it. Miles Catton won for Best Young Actor, which I think is a great situation there for Sinners. Best Director, PTA. Best Original Screenplay, Ryan Coogler for Sinners. PTA won Best Adapted Screenplay. Best Casting Ensemble, Sinners, and so on. Their Best Stunt Design was Mission Impossible, no surprise. Visual Effects was Fire and Ash of Avatar, no surprise. K-pop Demon Hunters, also no surprise, winning Best Animated Feature. Secret Agent winning Best Foreign Language, not a surprise either. Golden winning Best Song for K-pop Demon Hunters, not a surprise either. Best Score, Sinners, nice. Shout out to Ludwig Göransson. Best Sound, Apple film there, F1 as well. The Pit winning for Best Series, no surprise. Noah Wiley, Rhea Seehorn for Pluribus, Trammell Tillman, Best Supporting Actor for Severance, and Catherine Anassa for The Pit as well. Then The Studio winning Best Comedy series there as well. Anything stand out to you, Winston? Anything you want to discuss or talk about with these awards? Anything surprise you?
I loved The Naked Gun. I am happy that they won Best Comedy. I think I'm really depressed that we are in such a comedy movie drought.
Yeah, well,
we are legitimately. Yes. I was just going to say that we're legitimately in a place where, not just movie, in a comedy show drought. Like, now, mind you, if I go down here, The Studio genuinely was hilarious. The Studio was thank God for The Studio. Abbott is also hilarious. Yes. And I finally got onto Hacks, and Hacks is great too. But I'm just looking at the rest of these. I've heard Only Murders in the Building is good. Is it like ha funny?
No.
Okay.
It's more like amusing. It's more amusing than funny.
I've seen some of Nobody Wants This. I don't find that ha funny either.
Yeah.
I've never really watched Gozer Elsbeth like that. And again, I know there is some comedy elements, but they're not, at least Elsbeth is more kind of isn't it like a legal dramedy?
Yeah.
More?
Again, it's an amusing show, but it's a very simple show from CBS. It's more like comfort food comedy, but it's not like laugh out loud comedy at all. Yeah.
And so this is just what my concern is the fact that you really only have arguably the two comedies that are out there is The Studio and Abbott. Again, there's some other stuff, but it's just not out there quite as much. And then movies wise, again, The Naked Gun was a lot of fun, but I'm looking at what it was kind of up against, and I'm like, we for real didn't have nothing. You didn't have you don't have a Tropic Thunder, a Super Bad, a Bridesmaids, anything like, and it doesn't have to be raunchy. I know I mentioned a bunch of kind of more raunchy comedies, but like, what's going on? I think that's my biggest takeaway, because everything else seems pretty chalk. I don't think that there's anything that I'm surprised that I was like, ooh, I didn't see that winning. That like these all make sense. I think that was my biggest takeaway, is I genuinely am terrified for the state of comedy in TV and film, because it really is just being pulled back and back. And I don't have nearly as many sources as you and Christian and all that shit and Jeff, but like I have one enough. Like I have an exec that told me, I was like, oh, I've been working on this pilot, it's this, that, and the other. She's like, that's cool, but I hope you know that like studios are not buying stuff like that. They're just not, because they don't want to take the risk. And I was like, even if I'm writing it at like a really low budget, like, just a couple mil type stuff, they're like, yeah, no, just because they do not want to run the risk on it. They don't have the same return that they used to. People aren't sitting down the way they would for The Office or Friends or Fresh Prince or whatever. So like, they don't take chances on that. And that really makes me sad. And it also makes me feel like that is why everybody's so goddamn angry. You don't have a relief valve.
A release valve. Yeah.
A release valve, excuse me. Yeah.
No, I mean, there are comedies out there. Like I think Man on the Inside on Netflix is a really good comedy. I think The English Teacher, which FX just recently canceled, those 2 seasons, that's some of the funniest stuff
it was good, but I think it's because the creator had a lot of controversy, and they were already shooting season 2. So I think they were like, finish it and we're done. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. With that kind of stuff, I don't know. The Chair Company is really funny, the one on HBO Max. I don't watch I Love LA. It's not really my kind of comedy, but I know it got a second season. Animal Control, if you can believe this. 4 seasons there have been of Animal Control. I didn't even know it had gone past the second season, which is really funny. Why
I didn't know either. And they have the other show with the military.
Oh yeah, the one with Dennis Leary. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But what about Peacemaker? Isn't Peacemaker a comedy? Wouldn't that have
technically
qualified?
Yes, but it's already over.
Yeah, true, right, of course. But I mean, it wasn't nominated for anything, right? Or is that for next? Because I mean, Pluribus can be nominated, and that just ended. How is Peacemaker season 2 not
Peacemaker
nominated?
Could, so I guess they just don't feel like it is,
Yeah. The Paper is a comedy that's out there as well. What else?
But like all of the stuff you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Again, which one of those, like when I say like comedies out here, it's one of those things where like it's a universally loved, people go, God damn, and it's like at the top of the lexicon.
Right.
The only 2 shows that did that in the past year would be Abbott in the Studio.
Yeah.
And like Hacks is incredibly good, and it's very funny. And the number of people that I know like didn't really know or mess with the show one way or the other was pretty high, and like it's one of those darlings that's always around, but nobody's like Hacks, dog, like, you know what I'm saying? So like what do we have outside of Abbott in the Studio that is just really holding it down like that? That is what makes me sad, is like you used to be able to say these are the 5 to 10 comedic shows that run everything. And some of them are still there. So like South Park is getting relevancy again because of what they're doing directly to clown Paramount and to clown the administration. But like, it's not at the forefront of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we used to be as a society. Comedy used to like really hold shit down. So it just makes me sad that that's not the case.
Yeah. It's much more human interest comedy. That's what we have now, is like human and like the comedic nature of our lives. It is not, as you said, the knockdown drag. Like some people have mentioned that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is still around. You're right. That's true. That's still around. Very funny. But as Winston said, it's not anywhere at the top of the lexicon. Like when they talk about great animated series currently, they don't really put The Simpsons up there, even though The Simpsons have been going strong for multiple decades, right? Because it's like, it's been around so long, and the same thing with when you look at the It's Always Sunny, which I just recently started. I've never seen It's Always Sunny. The Lady Outlaw it's a big fan. She loves that show. It's the first seasons are only available in 4:3, and they're not HD at all. but they are. I don't know why it never worked for me in the past because I've tried to watch it in the past. But I'm clearly in the right mindset now to enjoy that show.
Because you're a cantankerous old man now, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the most
100%.
cynical humor.
I mean, the episode from the first season we just watched, the one where the underage drinking episode, I was fucking on the floor. That was so funny. With a young Jamie Alexander in that show. And Greg Alba.
The pilot, the gang gets racist is hilarious. And the fact that like Dennis from the jump, like they start bringing in, like he's thinking they're gonna bring more black people. He ends up bringing in, it becomes a gay bar, and he realizes, so he just starts like kind of like flirting with everybody so he can make more tips. Like, dude, it is so good. The show is always so funny. But I just say all that to say, and I think we're kind of on the same page here, is just the idea of yes, you'll see little things poking up here and there.
Yeah.
But that age of, again, you had your pick of the litter of comedic stuff to go from, and it felt like there was a bunch of different ways to laugh. Just isn't the case anymore. Instead of having 10 or 15, like they are running pop culture, it's like one or two. You know what I mean? Instead of being like, Office and Parks and Rec and Modern Family and this and that and I don't mess with Big Bang Theory, but Big Bang Theory and Two Broke Girls, like even that most recent generation of stuff were done, because then you'd pop back to the 90s, and before that, like there was always something. It just feels devoid, and it feels like that is why so many of us again are so upset nowadays.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Absolutely fair point for sure. All right, well, we've got 17 super chat questions, so I'm going to go to one more news story. Please send them in, folks. We got to get to 50. We would appreciate you all doing that. And sending in your super chats here on the show. All right, we talked about what do you think of this, Winston? Let's get into a little Star Wars news. Ahsoka's star is rumored for Spider-Man. Filming on Marvel's studio Spider-Man Brand New Day ended a while back, with post-production currently in full swing. Hello. Even so, 2 new names have seemingly emerged in reports today. What's up? You good?
No, I'm laughing at the full swing.
Daniel RPK, my brother over there, reports that Ahsoka star Iman Esfandi may have been cast as the boyfriend of MJ in the movie. Filming on the second season of that series was taking place in the UK at the same time the new Spider-Man movie was shooting. What role Esfandi, who played the adult Ezra Bridger in Ahsoka, is playing is a big question. Harry Osborn has been suggested as a character who will appear, but there's been no confirmation of that. Meanwhile, Scooper Cryptic 4K Qual, who I've never heard of, but I'll take a look at this person, has reported that Billy Clements will make a very brief appearance in the film as the villain Ramrod. Hello, potentially during a montage sequence. His role in Deadpool had no speaking lines, just briefly appearing in action scenes. So it seems like he could appear as this character. So, Winston, anything to say on this?
Who is Ramrod fighting? Sarah J? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Kaboom! For those of you old enough to remember who Sarah J is.
Bro, apparently they were talking about Sarah J all of last week, and it was fully over my head that because I didn't even process what was going on when it
is that who Kalinowski was referencing?
Friday.
Is that who Kalinowski was referencing? Was Sarah J? Was that who Kalinowski was referencing? Oh, of course. Of course he likes Sarah J. I'll keep my comments to myself about why he does, but no surprise. No surprise. No surprise. No surprise.
Oh, sweet Jesus. But I mean, that's
I'm more of a Penny Barber fan myself. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
I was just saying, I don't remember the character Ramrod. I should know it, but I don't remember. Let's see. Look up some Ramrod.
He remembers you.
Praising Jesus. Yeah, I don't really know much. Oh, right. He's a cyborg. Okay. Yeah. I remember now. All right. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. You just random little villain.
Bro, I am not my time. If I was, I wouldn't be doing this show because I'd be making more money doing what he's doing.
Does he make money or does he just start shit?
I mean, listen, the amount of followers he has and when he posts, of course. Did you read that article about the person, rather, I don't know if it's male or female, who put up the fireplace for 10 years, made $1 million off one 10-minute video one 10-hour video of a fireplace going, put it up on YouTube. It got so many views over the last year. It made $1 million just off that video. I mean, you just never know what you can do when you got those kinds of situations.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my time to shine is a girl. Excellent. Yeah.
No, man, I had no. Oh, My Time to Shine Hello is a girl. Oh,
she is.
apologies.
Yeah.
My
Daniel
apologies.
RPK is a dude.
Very sexist of me. I did not mean to do that at all. I didn't know.
Yeah. No, how would you fault it? Most of the scoopers are dudes. Yeah.
Does My Time to Shine Hello have like a YouTube channel? No, just tweeting.
All just tweets and posts. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So right. Yeah. Anyway, Sarah J. Right. All right, let's move on.
Why are you immediately following up with Sarah J?
I personally don't buy the Iman Esfandi situation. Maybe it's true. I mean, it would make sense. Zendaya, Iman Esfandi, kind of good-looking couple to be a part of Spider-Man: Brand New Day. And Daniel usually isn't wrong, so it might be true. It's just in my mind, I thought it was going to be Scott Summers. And I don't know if they necessarily think Iman Esfandi is going to be Scott Summers. So maybe Scott Summers doesn't even make an appearance in this movie, because I had it in my head that he would be MJ's boyfriend and that he would hit it off with Sadie Sink's Jean Grey a little bit better than Zendaya and him break up. And then Jean Grey gives Zendaya's memories back, or MJ's memories back to her, so she can be with Peter as kind of a way of smoothing things over. But I don't know. That was just kind of in my pie in the sky type of thing. So, but Daniel's not usually wrong. So Iman Esfandi coming in could be interesting. But I mean, I don't think he'd come in to just play MJ's boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? That's such a nothing role. You just played Ezra Bridger and you're about to play him in the second season. Why would you take MJ's boyfriend? Like, it's going to be a character that's going to have a bigger role to play in the MCU, clearly. So who is this character going to be? I'll be curious to find out. And if he is Scott Summers, what a hell of a decision. I can already see the anti-woke YouTubers losing their fucking minds if it is Scott Summers, but I wouldn't be opposed to it necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I would be here for it. I'm just curious, I at this point, I just kind of have no expectations until we get there. That's I think both from the standpoint that Marvel, especially because you got the Russos back, are doing a good job of like bearing a bunch of leads and just kind of seeing, and it's like, oh, we'll see what happens. So like, I'm just kind of waiting. What I'm really laughing at is there's a number of people now debating who's greater than Sarah J. Some people bringing up Angela White, some bringing up Lisa Ann. I'm dying at people out here in these streets arguing over who's the real queen of the castle.
I mean, I feel like Corey Chase is still the top, isn't she? Or Penny Barber is one you can throw in there.
I mean,
Sherry DeVille. I mean,
Alexis Texas was out in these streets, bro.
Alexis Texas, that's for sure. She was out in all these. She was out in all these streets. So yeah, exactly. I mean, Corey Chase
There's this redhead though. I can't remember her name.
Yeah? Redhead.
Yeah, I can't remember her name though. It's slipping my mind.
Okay.
It'll come back to me. I don't want to Google it because I don't want to end up in a situation where then I accidentally open something and then like the show gets canceled. I'm not.
Kirsten comes in. Why the fuck is this on your search history?
Oh, Lordy Jesus.
Wait, is it the... Oh, yeah, someone said Maitland Ward. Is it the girl?
No. Wait, I actually have a story about her.
What? What?
Well, a buddy of mine actually works in porn. As like he started off as a PA and now he's like a producer.
Wow.
He was just telling me that she is apparently the worst person to work with because she shows up all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And so like it becomes like unsafe because like if you're if she's sitting there drunk on set, like you can't consent to shit when you effed up, you know what I'm saying? So like she just,
of course,
apparently she's a big diva and all that kind of stuff. So
well, yeah, because she thinks she's above it, but she's doing it because she can't really do anything else, and she probably gets high to like just to deal with doing it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's still the case one way or the other, but like I hope that she said. But he just like had a couple of stories working with her and just be like, "Nah, bro, no, thank you."
Nah, bro, that ain't my jam, bro. Anyway, your porn stars, right? Anyway, we got to move on, man. We're gonna get in trouble. I think you're thinking Lauren Phillips or maybe Janet Mason. Is that who you're thinking of? Is that no?
Hold on.
Or Sophia Locke? Is it Sophia Locke? Because
hold on.
That's all right. Here we go.
Just gonna mute myself for a minute, so if I accidentally open up something, it's not gonna be a whole thing. Just give me a sec. God damn it.
I'm gonna get in so much trouble. I'm gonna come out, Lady Outlaws gonna be, who the fuck are these women you're talking about?
Just fully off the rails.
Listen, here's the truth. All of these people that are commenting now, they're showing themselves. They're showing themselves. So
Literally, if you open the show with doom, down, the number of people that go, oh shit, and just they would go from 596 people watching to 0 because they're all at work or they're all in their house, and all of a sudden they're freaking out they're gonna get busted.
Can't play. I'll do anything you want. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Winston's about to watch a video live. You muted yourself, bro.
I'm not watching. I'm trying to figure out who it is. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Oh man, we're gonna get so. God damn it, we got here. We're gonna get in so much trouble.
So this whole time, I'm not just so everybody knows what's going on, right?
Don't put a picture on the screen. All right, don't put a picture on the
going
screen.
On. Let's see. No. Okay, I'm not gonna figure this out. It's just
okay.
Look, watch Spill the Tequila tomorrow. Watch it tomorrow. I'll have the answer by then. I can't do this.
We'll talk
right
about
now.
it tomorrow.
This is not going to go well.
I think that's fair. We can talk about it on Spill the Tequila tomorrow night, 4 p.m. PT on my channel, the John Rogan channel, definitely. All right. Before we lose Luke, let's get into these super chats. All right, let's get into it here. C Hunter Nut says, I saw Avatar fire
Hands
on
up,
acid.
don't shoot, bro.
I'm answering a 5-pointer. You see my hands. I'm not cheating. Saw Avatar fire and acid, the Jimi Hendrix IMAX experience yesterday. Have either of you fellas ever been experienced in a movie theater? Happy New Year. Oh, hi. Yeah, I've been high in a movie theater before.
Oh,
for sure.
Dude. Absolutely. Probably one of my favorite moments was seeing Speed Racer. Stoned as hell.
Oh, shit.
Wow. And I fell asleep early on in the movie, so I just woke up and they literally have pretty much taken it directly out of the anime. So the whole time I'm like, oh, like every time like something happened. Oh man, bro. That's hilarious.
I stupidly got high before a Paranormal Activity screening, like either the third or fourth one, and I was climbing all over the chairs. We were the only people in the theater. We went at like a 10 o'clock screening. There was like 6 of us. And I was running up and like I was hiding behind the chairs because I was so fucking messed up. So yeah. Confessor T says, Happy New Year, guys. Did you see Ravens Steelers this weekend? We did. We talked about it at the top of the show. Crazy game.
The only thing is I hate that I missed the game. I just saw the end. Because I thought I was going to Avatar. But but yeah, no, great game ultimately. Yeah. And congrats in a different game to Myles Garrett for beating the record, man.
Yep. Sack record. Absolutely. I think tomorrow night's show is going to be NFL heavy because we got a lot to talk about for the weekend, plus the playoffs, which the matchups have been announced. Playoffs. I have 2 Fly Cam says, Mind Flayer likes the cold, lives in an arid wasteland in the finale. LOL. So many massive plot holes, but I'm over it. Go Seahawks. Second Super Bowl on the way. Bro. Sam Darnold, bro.
That's the thing. Watching Sam Darnold work.
Come on, bro.
Against the Niners, I don't know. Like again, that defense will keep them in there. The
100%.
Defense will be the reason that they're and in Jimba. And Jimba is a monster.
Yeah.
But you are only going as far as Sam Darnold goes, and I'm really concerned. Like again, at this point, that's the team I'm rooting for is the Seahawks, both because I like them and it's my fiance's hometown team.
Sure.
I am concerned that we're looking at a Jared Goff to the Super Bowl with the Rams type scenario where like this defense is the thing to look at. Jared Goff maybe doesn't mess it up to a point, but then you get to the Super Bowl and he can't score more than 3 points again, the most boring Super Bowl maybe we've ever seen. I am concerned about that with the Seahawks if Darnold turns back into a pumpkin, because it could happen at any time. That is the ultimate concern for the Seahawks. But
him keeping it together for 4 playoff games or 3, I just don't, including the Super Bowl if he gets there. I just don't think it's possible. 3 playoff games, I guess, because they got the bye.
I think it's possible, but I wouldn't put money on it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
Don't they have the home field advantage? So like that stadium is no joke. So that could help as well. All right, Carlton Rudder says, London Calling, packed weekend at the movies, Song Sung Blue, great. Marty Supreme, great. And Avatar 3, wow, visuals, but a slog. Basically, part 2 respun, 100%. I agree with all your analysis there, 100%. Seattle Chaos says, support for Roka and Winston, go Seahawks. There you go. All right.
Them Hawks out here, boy. They out here.
Yeah, well, they're real. Corn Emperor says, spill the tequila on a Monday morning. Well, no, different topics today. We'll have different topics tomorrow for sure. But yes, this is the Spill Tequila crew for sure. That's why we got into porn stars. Battery I4V says, Roka, are you Venezuelan? Sorry if it's personal. No, my parents are Bolivian. Well, you know, my father passed, but my mom, who's still around, yes, Bolivian, but not Venezuelan. And so, no. GS Arngard. Oh, yeah, GoPal. It says, support. What's up, GoPal? Good to see you. Legend MM600 says, I love the #1 Seattle Seahawks. The Super Bowl is coming. We'll see.
I mean, look, there is my fiance pointed out that there is the last 3 times that the Seahawks, that there was a new pope. Seahawks had 13 wins and they went to the Super Bowl. The only thing that I will say in this particular moment, there's 2 things that would throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into that, like legend is both A, you had 14 wins this year because there's an extra game now. And does that throw off the magic now that it's not 13? But then also B, the Pope is Chicagoan. Chicagoan. Is it a Chicago resident or a Chicago origins? And the Bears are doing pretty well. I don't know if he got, Catholic God on their side. Like that's who I hope it doesn't mess stuff up, man. That's all.
Yeah, yesterday the Steelers, they had a priest come down and bless the field.
I saw bless the field, and then the kicker won, right?
So you never know. Corn Emperor says, I don't care for Wake Up Dead Man, but Glenn Close killed it. She's a goat. I thought it was fine. I don't hate it as much as other people seem to hate it, but I think it was second best to the first one. And I think it was better than the second one, in my opinion. But yeah, I thought it was fine. But Glenn Close was great. Yeah. Night Fox 1190 says, prayers for me, guys. I'm going to be let go from my job at 3. This is for support.
Oh. Dude, I'm so sorry. Sending love and prayers and whatnot. That's rough, man.
Brother, if I can say something to you, I've been there 6 years ago. First day back at work in January, I was fired by Collider. I was let go, whatever they want to say, laid off by Collider.
6 years?
It's been, because 2026, it was in 2020 when it happened. Walked in the door. My boss didn't even have the guts to do it face to face. I had to hear it from Thad and Jack, which was a terrible experience. And I had to get walked out like security with my box of stuff. There was no goodbye like we'd had with other people who were let go. We had a goodbye party for other people. No, just unceremoniously dumped out the door, me and a few people. And I had to I'd be walked out like security, like it's some kind of high-end situation. And it sucked. But guess what? I fucking bounced back. I'm doing this thing. I'm still in this space, much to the chagrin of some of those people who thought they were burying me by letting me go from that job. I'm still here. So you're going to find something. You're going to find your way. Just trust in yourself. If you get too down, you get too depressed, it's going to move you into a bad place. Feel the pain, process it, but then start making plans and believe in yourself, and you'll never know where you can end up, man. I mean, the Lady Outlaw had to kick me in the ass by the end of that January, being you need to shit out, get off the pot, and do something. Sometimes you need to hear that. So take your time processing it, but believe in yourself and find the next thing for yourself, bro. So, and that's for anybody who might be let go this month or got let go over Christmas, including Pete Carroll, who got fired this morning. Carla Stefanski. Stefanski, right. Carlos Romero, LV7WF says, am I the only one that dislikes Pluribus? Only 6 episodes in.
Oh, interesting. I haven't started it yet.
I loved it, but I get it. It's a slow-moving show. It's a very contemplative show, reflective show. Not everyone's into that. So it might just not be your jam, especially in this TikTok world. 20 Vasco says, thoughts on this bizarro NFL season?
I mean, it was interesting to have this much parity, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think we've seen this much parity in the NFL in a long time.
Yeah.
And it even just looks like a different bygone era of like the teams that are in playoff contention. Like, I mean, we're back to what the Seahawks and the Broncos being kind of at the top of the food chain. Like that was a Super Bowl a while back. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The fact that the Patriots are at also up there again is kind of crazy.
Right.
It was very interesting to have all the predictions of who was going to do what. And things went sideways. The Niners were supposed to have fallen off a cliff because of a lot of the players they let go, and somehow they pulled together a 12-5 season, and that also put them in 6th place. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just goes to show how insane the competition was. So it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting playoffs. It was a kind of a crazy season, and I hope that we continue to see other teams getting their shots.
Yeah, I think that's what's fun about it. Other teams getting their shots. There's a line in The Godfather with Clemenza says to Michael when he's worried about everything, he just says, hey, this needs to happen. Every 10 years, there needs to be some kind of war to kind of flesh out all the bad blood. And I feel like this is the same situation. Every once in a while, we need an NFL year where nothing goes as planned so we can remember why we love the game. And there is no odds-on favorite. And it's a lot of fun to see what's going to happen because we may end up with the Houston Texans could win the Super Bowl. The Chicago Bears could win the Super Bowl. The frickin' Seahawks could win the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. So anything's possible. Hell, the Carolina Panthers could go on a run. You have no idea. Or Pittsburgh. I mean, God, Aaron Rodgers could legitimately lead that team to the Super Bowl. You just have no idea, which makes it all the more exciting to watch. Wiley, OFC, what's up, Wiley? Says, support 2025. Support 2025 was an awful year in general and personally for me. You're not alone on that, brother. Roken and Winston, you the best. Hope you feel better soon, Winston. Oh, there you go.
I appreciate it, man. I do. Yeah. No, I got a lot going on. Like I said, like I am physically getting whooped, but like there's already just 5 days in emotionally. I feel like I've been taken out behind the woodshed. So I genuinely hope that things get a little bit. No, real talk. 2026 is all of the emotional turmoil of the LA fires, just to put that internally into me right now. That's kind of what's going on. So
right on, man. Absolutely. Well, of course, sending you love as well, brother. Future Millionaire 26. Go Steelers. We'll see, bro. We'll see.
That's the thing. They're going to very quickly get up out of here. Like they play the Texans. Bro, the Texans are about to stomp a mud hole in the Steelers. It's going to be crazy. That's going to be insane.
Yeah. If you're expecting the Texans to slip on a critical throw for a touchdown, keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. L. Brody Bruce 007 says L and Vecna will return in Avengers Doomsday. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. So just we're at 42 super chats right now. We'd love to get to 58 more at least. Of course, we'd love to get 75 or 100. So send them in. And yes, I will say this. Even your porn star super chats, if you want to send them in, we will answer them. Get us to the number we need to get to. We will answer them. G. Sarn Gad says, do you think sitcoms don't make the same impact because we don't all sit down and watch the same show at the same time anymore? That's fair, but The Neighborhood just wrapped up 7 or 8 seasons on CBS, Winston. George and Mandy's marriage, which I'm watching, First Marriage, that show is like, 20 episodes or whatever. So I still think people are sitting down to watch them, but there's not just as much demand anymore, I don't think.
Yes, the format of everything has changed, and that's going to have an effect one way or the other. But I honestly think the biggest killer of it all is the kind of flood from social media. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day of how realistically like TikTok kind of killed the idea of comedy because we've trained. It's not an end all be all answer, but like because of said attention spans, funny now is get it to me in the next 15 seconds or I'm out. And that sucks. It doesn't allow for slow burn. That doesn't allow for something with a little more stakes and things like that. And it is not the end all be all solution. I think the other reason why this is kind of happening in the studio's quest to also kind of make the IP a bigger deal versus the individual actor. Are you gone or
I gotta pee? I'll be back.
Oh, you just put me solo. Okay, that's fine. But it's also just the idea of they don't want the movie star because the movie star can ask for more money and has more control. You want more of like, I'm gonna go see Iron Man versus I'm gonna go see Robert Downey Jr. Like that kind of mentality. So, that is where I think is at the core of it. It's both attention spans and studios wanting to make changes, but that sucks because I think having more of what we used to have is what keeps us all civil. I think laughter makes us all civil individuals. So yeah, that's my TED Talk. Thank you for coming. As Rocco goes pee-pee, we're gonna give him that moment to make sure prostate's doing fine. And if you haven't already, gentlemen, you should get your prostate checked as early as possible. You should also get colonoscopies. Those are important too. Shout out Kevin Smets. That's the homie. Glad to hear that he's still giving positive reports. I've been following all that on social and all that kind of stuff. So that's good shit. Okay. Let me figure out. Oh, you're back.
Because I have colonoscopy issues. I'm peeing because I drank 42 ounces of water.
No, I know that. I'm just letting people know you should get checked out.
You should get checked out. Yes, agreed. JSR Guard says, and we don't get 22 episodes every year anymore. Well, we do with some shows, not all shows, but some shows are still 22 episodes. All those Chicago shows are pretty long, right? Like, and what else you got? The Rookie, Will Trent, American Idol, The Bachelorette. Like these all do shows that are, numbers. So, or a lot of episodes. So, by the way, are you watching Fallout, man? I am kind of dragging through this season. I don't think it's that strong. Have you been watching it?
I realized I was muted the whole time. Ellie Clutch.
Oh, that's the redhead that you were talking about?
Ellie Clutch. Okay. It took me a minute. I finally figured it out. So Ellie Clutch. And B, the 22 episode season is kind of dead. It's not really a thing much anymore. Like
not much. It's still there, but not much. You're right. Yeah.
It is. That was how a lot of actors were able to like not even the mainstay stars of the shows, but that's how a lot of actors were able to like make a living, and writers too, because you got staffed on a 22 episode show. Great. You had work for like 9-10 months straight. Like you were good. That's hilarious. Ellie Clutch fire. Yeah, see, people know. But yes, no, I agree. Fallout so far, I'm not as into it as I was last time. Which sucks because I really like New Vegas. Like the storyline of New Vegas is really, really good. The game. So
I'm surprised. Yeah. GoPal also says, really looking forward to my Dogma 4K coming today. Nice. Enjoy that. Nice. Dude. Enjoy. Nine Voices 9401 says, support for Roka Winston. Stay classy. Well, we're trying to. Nine Voices. But if the porn star super chats start coming in, we might be risking that. Fiona George, thank you. GoPal says, how you say Ramrod not mention Super Troopers? Oh, very funny. Yes.
Oh, dude, I haven't seen that movie in so long. Holy crap.
Yeah. He says, do you know Super Troopers 3 is coming? I do not. There is a Super Troopers 3? They're all getting a bit old, aren't they? Okay.
That's why you got to do it.
I guess. Yeah. I love Wendy on St. Dennis Medical. She's so funny on that show.
So my lady says that show's good. Is that good?
It is good. The first episode, a little wonky, but then the second episode, and then they hit their stride. That's a laugh out loud comedy for sure. That's a lot of fun. That one. Yeah. And Allison Steadman is great, the lead actress of the show. I think that's her name. We would have said that. Thank you, Fiona, for the support. Appreciate it madly. Alex says, hey guys, super late to the game here, but just finished season 2 of Peacemaker. Is it me or did that show just stop without an ending? Did I miss something?
Hey.
How long have you got?
Look, the real time. I mean, I think I put that was a video I actually put out about exactly that, man, for sure.
Yeah. I would say it had an ending, but it was an ending that led you to something else. So not really an ending of the show, even though they said they're not bringing another season of that back. We'll see. Gopal says, I would love to see the right kind of people's heads explode if Iman Esfandi were cast as Scott Summers. Oh, yeah. People would absolutely lose their fucking minds. They would lose their fucking minds. Because apparently we're in a post-woke world where it's no longer popular to be woke, which is one of the dumbest things. I honestly, I watched Piers Morgan do a thing over the weekend. He's like, woke is dead. I actually want to do a show called The Woke Show on my channel. I legitimately want to walk right into the minefield and go, fuck it, let's dance. You know, I kind of have this energy of wanting to do that in 2026, where I talk about shows from people of color, shows from Black people, shows from women, shows from the LGBTQ plus, like Heated Rivalry. Like I'm legitimately thinking of this as a way of like doing a massive fuck you and counter to what I think is going on. Man.
Heated Rivalry apparently is out here in these streets, bro.
Yeah.
People love that show.
I thought people didn't want that content anymore, but looks like they do, you know. Dancing Dog 60, Vanessa Del Rio was the queen. Oh, well, that's a little before my time, I think.
I don't think I know Vanessa Del Rio.
How old are you, Dancing Dog? You have to be in your 60s for Vanessa Del Rio.
Oh Lord, yeah, this is because these are some older photos.
Yeah, this is like 1970s, man. Yeah, exactly.
Oh Battery, my Lord!
Not that I know. Not that I know.
Okay, well, I need to turn this up. Hands up, don't shoot. Just.
Battery I4V says, "I pray for P girls. So much trauma. Bless them."
Oh, porn girls. Yeah, there's been a number. True. There's been a number of documentaries over the years about the porn industry. If you haven't seen it, it's an older one. Hot Girls Wanted. I want to say it came out like 2013. It's on Netflix, something like that. Absolutely fantastic and kind of heartbreaking, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's a lot of sad stories around porn, which is, it's part of the game. But there's a lot of sad stories around Hollywood, right? There's a lot of people who got chewed up and spat out by the system in Hollywood where they're supposedly doing legitimate work. So Derek's 860 says Diamond Jackson should have been cast as Storm.
Diamond Jackson.
Oh boy, leading us to a porn
Jackson.
Are they leading us to a porn person?
I'm sure these are all going to be that from now on, which is fine. No, she could not be Storm.
Nope.
She definitely could not be Storm. No. Now face my hurricane.
Oof. She's making it rain, all right. Dancing Dog 6 says, speaking of P, Wes Craven began as a porn director. Oh, did he? I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Not surprised. Fiona George, thank you, Fiona. I'm sorry, Fiona, for offending you. Thank you. Michael DA81 says, Angela White will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Yo, bro. Ella Clutch for G. Great.
You guys are killing me. You guys are killing us. You're killing us, man. Lorian Arwin says, sending some support. Love seeing John and Winston together. Most anticipated movie for 2026. For me, it's a tie between Doomsday and The Odyssey. Yeah, Lorian, Lori, good to see you. I would definitely, and thank you for the very kind donation. I would definitely say Odyssey is my number one. What about you, Winston? Do you have one? Or
it's probably Odyssey.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good superhero stuff coming out this year, but it's probably Odyssey for me.
Yeah. Battery also says Evil Angel or Brazzers better studio. Well, I don't really go by studio, so I wouldn't be able to answer that, but I would probably.
I support independent artists.
Anybody who has a good Black Friday sale, I support. Fiona George, thank you.
Dude, no, it's Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day are the
Valentine's
best
Day now. That's right. Who's doing that on Valentine's Day? Whatever. Sean McCabe, thank you, Sean. Good to see you. That beautiful beard of yours, brother. C. Michael T says Drake MVP May is going to dominate the AFC for the next 20 years. After a long 5 years, I can confirm the Patriots are all the way back. A long 5 years? Suck
5
a
years,
bag
first
of
all, 5
D's,
years is
man.
not long. You want to talk about long? How about the fact that the Cowboys haven't been doing NFC Championships game since we won our last Super Bowl in the 90s? So miss me with long. That's the first thing. Second of all, stop crowning people king after one season. CJ Stroud was supposed to be the next Patrick Mahomes already. And then
Jaden Daniels.
there?
Jaden Daniels was supposed to control the league this year. Jaden Daniels. How that work?
1,000%. Brock Purdy was supposed to be the truth.
Yeah. Yep.
What happened with Brock Purdy? Like, he's doing fine, but he ain't no truth. He ain't a top 5. So like the way Drake May is playing, if he continues to play like this multiple seasons, then and I'm gonna be
100%
miserable. But
yeah.
Let's see it first. Y'all want to crown king so damn fast.
You want to crown him? They are who we thought. Who else we thought they were? You want to crown him?
Jordan Love. They paid Jordan Love all that damn money. Where Jordan Love been?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
they might go one and done against the Eagles in Philly. Wait, who are the Packers playing?
I don't remember. The Eagles are playing.
The Eagles are playing the 49ers.
Yes.
Oh, Packers are playing the Bears. So Jordan Love could be one and done against the Bears.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, we'll see. Battery IP4 says, should I start OF?
Should I start
OnlyFans? I'm 11 inches, swear to God. Sure, Battery, knock yourself out.
Look, if you got inches. It like that, bro, do your thing. Support independent artists. Like
if you have 11 inches, you would have passed out writing that thing as you were getting hard. Eric Anderson shot 9802 says, as a diehard Browns fan, mercifully the season is over. Congrats, Myles Garrett. Finished with more sacks than the 49ers as a whole team. Imagine if they had at least an average offense. I will say this.
Real quick, to the last one, bro, considering how heated rivalry is doing right now, you can go do a parody right now. So
that's
do what you got to
do.
You know what I'm saying?
Probably true. Yeah. I will say this. I think they found something in Shador, bro. I mean, I thought he did a nice job against the Bengals this week, and then last week against the Steelers. That team just needs a competent quarterback. And if Shador can get coached up, I think there's possibilities now, man. Yeah.
Look at Casey Grant's last message, bro.
Hold on. Casey Grant. Where was that? That's the murder weapon. Kickstand, tripod. Heard them all. I love
it. but yeah, I think they found something in Shador. I think he just needs more experience. And then you go find a coach, and anybody that's like, oh, but so Fancy was so good for the community. Yeah, but he was not good for winning games.
Yeah.
When they've constantly been the laughing stock of that division for a while. So it was time.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who you go get. I don't know who's out there. We'll see. Corn Emperor says, hope the best to all, especially if 25-26 was hard. That's that's for sure. Thank you. Same to you, Corn. Nathan Drake says, so the military just went away. # Linda Hamilton. I know that's my biggest thing.
Bro, God, did you I'm trying to think what game in particular, but there's some games where like you piss off the villagers, and as soon as you die, they all literally stop with their animosity and they just like all walk away back to their like NPC spots. That's what it felt like with this. Is it was like you attacked somebody in the village, the whole village is out to kill you, then you died, and then they're like, all right, cool, and then they just walked. It was I don't know, man, it was weird. It was a weird way to just end that.
Yeah, I know it was weird, which may lead credence to what they're talking about with a Phantom or a secret episode, because it may be the military and Vecna working together to erase the memories of what happened and whatever. So we'll see. But I agree, the military, they literally killed members of the military. Even in the 1980s, you would go to jail for a long time for that, Gopal says, now you're reminding me, the first Super Bowl I specifically remember was Super Bowl 20 with the Bears. This being and Chicago Pope could be, but 50 was it 50? No, 60.
No. Because
I don't know the number.
This is like
I don't like no room and numbers.
Super Bowl is 2026.
It's
60. This is Super Bowl 60.
Right. 660 was with the and 60 and Chicago Pope. Could be their year. We'll see. Mike Joyce, what's up, Mike? Favorite star that disappeared? Faye Reagan for me.
Another redhead. Hold on. What was her name?
Oh no.
Hold on. I got to think about it. What was her name?
What do you mean disappeared? Because she legitimately is missing. Like, she was found
Wait, what?
19 days after vanishing. Yeah, she disappeared for 19 days. So I don't want to play with that, Mike. You're walking in the line there. If you meant disappear, like stop doing pee and walked away from it, great. But like, she actually legitimately disappeared. So apparently she's a homeless drug addict living in the Who?
Misty Dawn.
Misty Dawn. Oh, okay. Fair. Apparently she's a homeless drug addict living in the tunnels of Vegas now. Quite a fall off. Yeah, because that business is rough on people. It's very rough on people, man.
Yeah. No, I mean that's the thing. It's very similar. It's shorter lifespan, but it's very similar to football. Like the football has the average player lasts only 3 years, if that much. Like for most porn stars, and that's where a lot of these documentaries are interesting.
Yeah, agreed.
It's somewhere between 6 to 9 months.
Yeah,
because of how intense the industry is and how ridiculous. Like OF changed it a little bit.
Right.
Put a little bit of power to the individuals, but like everything else, similar to social media, if you got in early and kind of did all that, then sure. But it's been overrun with like celebrities now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just an oversaturated market as well. So it's just like,
yeah,
people joke, oh, just go do OnlyFans, but that shit ain't easy.
That ain't easy anymore. And listen, you do really well right off the bat. But consistency is where a lot of people fall off. The consistency is the game, and it's not easy. It's very taxing. You got to constantly come up. Like, as much as I may bash influencers, I don't envy that life at all, because they are constantly having to come up with content.
You were always
constantly having to shoot everything and film everything and do everything. So, at some point it becomes like you're living for the job. You literally have no life but the job. And
bro,
that's a lot.
Look at us going from like legit just naming porn stars and joking to then having serious conversations about the porn industry complex and how it's actually breaking people's souls and shit.
I know.
What?
I know.
We really do it all when we spill this tequila on a Monday.
That's true. And speaking of which, Eric Henderson says, speaking of colonoscopy, thoughts on Gianna Michaels? LOL. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. We were being serious about it, but then of course Eric had
I don't know who this
comment.
is.
Oh, you don't?
I've never heard of her before.
It's a lot
of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It depends on the photo. Some photos I'm like, damn, and some photos I'm like, damn.
Oh, photos. Okay, sure.
No.
But she's saying colonoscopy for a reason, if you know what I mean.
No. I got it.
Okay, I just want to make sure you understood it then. Go past this. One of the funniest things I've seen is a video of Piers Morgan standing in a crease against a fast bowler and getting beamed over and over. I'm sure.
Wait, standing in a crease against a fast bowler and getting I haven't seen that.
Yeah. I think it's meaning cricket. I think it means cricket, the way they're hitting the cricket. Yeah. By the way, it's so cool. Like where I live now, on Saturday mornings, we have a huge contingent of Indian Americans who live here. I mean, from India, and they play cricket on Saturday morning. So sometimes we drive by and just watch for like 10, 15 minutes. Really cool.
Dude, my dad's from Guyana, so my dad played cricket growing up and whatnot. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Not an easy game to understand, but once you do, it's fun to watch.
You get it. Yeah. Once you get it, it's good.
Atomic_brunette says, do you all have any good health weight loss tips? I'm trying to transform my life for good this year and really struggling. Winston, you have anything you want to say?
Lift weights. Muscle burns more than anything else. It burns a lot of calories. So like I highly suggest your biggest muscle group that you can work on is legs. People love to skip leg day. You shouldn't. That should be what you're putting the most amount of energy into. And so if you do that, you will naturally just find yourself more hungry again. So it is the most important thing is your diet.
Yep.
But then the most important workout you could do is weightlifting and focusing on legs in particular. Again, build that muscle group out. You'll burn more calories. You'll burn more fat. All that good stuff.
Yeah. I think you have to set out your goals. What is your goal? Is your goal just to lose weight? Well, there's many ways you can do that. I haven't lifted a weight and I lost 50 pounds. And it's because I just changed my diet. No chips, no rice, no potatoes. No, the only thing I ate were meat and vegetables and eggs in the morning, and then snacked on protein shakes or a protein bar in between. That's the game, right? I was able to do that, and I was strict about it. I was disciplined, and I would occasionally cheat, but then be right back on it. That's how you can do it if you don't want to lift weights or work out. But Winston's right. The healthiest way to do it is to adjust your diet so you're not eating chips, not eating all that kind of stuff at the numbers that you're eating. You can have like a day or two where you eat a couple of things and whatever and cheat whatever. But like if you change your diet to a strict diet and then you add in working out, and you don't even need to do more than 45 minutes, like 10, 20 minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes on the cardio, 20, 30 minutes of lifting, and then like 5 minutes on abs or 8 minutes on abs. You don't need to do a lot of work on abs. That's how you can slowly start to put yourself back together. But the number one thing is your mental approach, bro. You say, I've tried so many things. The thing is, you've got to have a really strong mental approach to it and believe you can do it, because there's going to be a lot of temptation. A lot of temptation. I put on 5 extra pounds over Christmas because I've been eating and cheating eating some of the cookies, some of the snacks. The lady made peanut butter balls. And so, yeah, I sometimes I wake up the last couple of days, I'm a little heavier than I was before, but now I just go back to being strict about it next few weeks and go down again. So it's just the way the game is.
The other thing is that I would say that always gets hard. People try and do the most too quickly. Unless you're that type of person that genuinely responds to a full cold turkey, here is all of this pressure. Most people don't. And like you put yourself in that scenario and you do okay for a minute, or the minute whatever that program is that you're doing is done. That's why you saw a lot of recidivism is the wrong term, but you would see people like backslide from like the Biggest Loser and things like that. Yeah, if you're thrown in an environment where you're working out 8 hours a day and you're eating 1,000 calories, you'll drop the weight super fast, but you can't maintain that. So start off with, if you don't feel like you can go work out a bajillion times a week and do heavy weightlifting, just start off with a solid 30-minute walk every day. Just go outside and walk for 30 minutes every single day, and make sure that you're eating like a good salad for lunch every day. Then pick it up a notch and go, okay, now we're going to look into overnight oats or like, a yogurt parfait for breakfast. And now I'm going to like do some basic curls and stuff like that. Add up, level up, as if you're playing Mario. Don't try and take on Bowser at the beginning. Like just get your first mushroom and jump on a Goomba, and then get to the next level, and then get to the next level, and just keep leveling up. And the more consistent you are with it, the better it'll get.
Yep. 100%. Consistency is the key for anything in life, for sure.
Or crack cocaine.
Nope. We don't advocate that. Nope. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Karen Vondermaiden says the Pitt and Seven Kingdoms this month. Can't wait. Yeah, the Pitt's, I think, Thursday, second season of the Pitt. And then Kingdoms is coming soon. I just got the screeners for Kingdoms, so I'll be spending time on that this week for sure. I'm Two Fly Cam says Alexis Tay could easily break the sack record. Yeah.
Wait. Who is that?
If you mean a different kind of sack, then yes, you could. Yeah, 100%.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Yeah.
Close that.
Yeah, ain't nobody blocking that from getting to you. B Gill Studio says Commanders win. Commanders win, so Bears can clinch number 2. Winston, was it Ellie Clutch? Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. I've never even heard of Ellie Clutch, so I'll look that up.
Bro.
Yeah, okay. I'm more of a if we're talking redheads, I'm more of a Sophia Locke person myself. So Locke with an E. Gopal says also fire in Babylon, where West Indies cricket goes to a test in England, beating them for 5 days straight. Yes, very funny. Yes, very funny. Yes.
Ellie Clutch.
Okay, fair point. Cat Bomb 4 Jedi. John Holmes will be in Avengers Doomsday. Oh, yes, he will. Yes, he will. Bojax, thank you, Bojax. Corn Emperor says, I like the ending, but where were the Demogorgons? Yeah, if you saw the Duffer Brothers, they said that Vecna didn't need the Demogorgons, so he didn't call on them. And it's like, oh, my God. I saw them come out today with this interview saying, oh, you know what? We never should have done post-finale interviews. I was sick and I'm tired and I had the flu. And it's like, fuck off, man. You got $400 million to do a season. You don't get to cry that you weren't feeling great during these post-finale interviews, so you shouldn't have done them. Get out of here. You got paid, as Don Draper told Peggy, that's what the money is for. And that's exactly the situation. You take the hits. If you can't take the hits, stop crying that you were injured on the play. Get out of here. In my opinion. Mike Joyce says, just suddenly retired, I meant. Oh, yeah, right there you go. All right. He was getting back on the porn thing. Jax, do either of you plan on watching the new Scrubs?
Yes. Yeah. I actually auditioned for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, then I'm assuming I didn't get it. That was a long time ago. But yeah,
Right.
no, I anything that I audition for, I have a tendency to go and watch just so I can see who they
Sure.
went with or whatever.
Yeah.
And like see if there's anything that I feel like I could kind of pick up from it.
Yeah.
But what's funny is
Cool.
most of the time that's happened in the last like call it like year or 2 years, if I didn't book it, I'm like, bro, that is so drastically different than me. Like I'm not even upset.
Yeah.
Like it's I didn't give a
Yeah.
bad acting job. It's just like
Yeah.
I auditioned for and this movie was bad. So I ultimately I'm like, okay, that's probably good. I auditioned for Tyler Perry's movie last year. I think it was called Straw,
Mm.
where Taraji is like in a bank and they think she's robbing the bank and all that stuff. So I
Yeah.
read for one of the customers is like, you damn, y'all young as you ain't never, you just always want it quick and fast. You just want it quick and fast. I'm tired of y'all little much older gentlemen than myself. And of course, it was like a 75-year-old black man who was just like, y'all damn kids. And I was like, yeah, that probably wasn't for me. That was not meant to be my role.
Yeah. I once had an agent who kept sending me out on these, like, I was in my late 30s, early 40s in LA, and she kept sending me out for these like medical ones. And she was like, you need just spray paint your hair gray. And I'm like, what is fucking wrong with you? I am not right for these roles. They want people who naturally look gray and are old. Oh, so it's agents, man, agents. By the way, yeah, I will watch Scrubs. And for those of you who don't know, I said this. I don't know if I said this on the show, or another show, but like I was in the second season of Scrubs. I was a regular extra, and so you might catch me in the background in my Scrubs walking by or walking around in the second season. It was a nice job. Got paid SAG wages, and had a lot of fun meeting a lot of people sitting there for 3 months. It was nice paychecks every week getting to sit there. Sometimes I didn't even go in front of the camera for a day. You just got paid to sit there and be in the bullpen waiting for them to call you in. So
those are fun days.
Those are fun days, bro. Yeah. Good money. Michael DA81 says best form of cricket to get into if you're new to the sport is 2020 cricket. Test cricket can go for 5 days, but the shorter form is 3.5 hours max. Right. Yeah. Cricket can be days. That's what people have a hard time with that shit.
About it is that we thought we saw the greatest baseball game of all time. Cricket be doing that regularly and much longer.
Regularly. Oh man, so true. Hey, Mr. CJ, I'm too old for this shit. And Foxstar 35 says Maitland Ward is for Kings. LOL. I don't know about that. I don't know about Kings. I don't know about Kings. Yeah. PLD says Roker showed up to audition for 1883 and was able to point out everything they had gotten wrong. I love this. PLD thinks he's in his 20s. Have you seen PLD? He looks older than I do.
Wait a minute. Do I need to go? It sounds like y'all need to work something out real quick. I'm gonna let you and PLD.
It's always been that thing. Between him and Jeff Snyder, I don't know who looks.
Why do I look like Matt Thomas?
What's that picture?
What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
You just gave Matt Thomas a free plug on the show.
I guess I did. I wish I knew, bro.
Oh man, please. I mean, PLD is the last one to talk about anybody being old, for God's sakes. The man could barely walk to his mailbox. Anyway, all right. I think that's everything. Isn't it? That's all the questions. We got to 62. We didn't get to 70, but we got more than 50, which I'm really happy about. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us. I don't know what he has planned for tomorrow. It might be Roxy and Mike. It might be just Roxy. I don't know what they got planned, but Christian will let you all know when it pops up tomorrow. So just look at that there. But thank you all so much for joining us. Mad love to Winston A. Marshall for taking time out on this Monday morning to hang out with us. Winston, please let them know what you got going on, brother man.
Yeah, you can find me at the Swaggy Blurred here on YouTube and on all the other platforms and all that good stuff. Because I did this show today, I was planning on doing my first Blurred breakdown of the year. I had to now downshift my work shift. So I am probably going to do another early morning Blurred breakdown tomorrow. So 8 a.m. tomorrow, I'll be doing the Blurred breakdown on my channel. You also have Spill the Tequila with myself and John tomorrow afternoon. I've got my best of 25 stuff coming out this week and next week, so keep an eye out for that. Blurs in the Hood on Wednesday, myself and Jay Washington. Capes and Cows, myself, Christian, and Chris this Friday. And then I don't know if we're going to continue with Demon Slayer or not, but I will be doing more reactions with Christian coming soon. But obviously, like Roka just said, he was at the Critics' Choice Awards. He was here in LA, so it's going to take a minute for him to get back home. So once he does that, we'll get all that popped off. So check out any of that stuff. But again, youtube.com/theswaggyblurred.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Winston. Much love to you, brother. Have a good rest of your Monday. Thanks to him for hanging out with us. He's got things to handle there on the Blurred side of things. Thank you, Fiona, for one more super chat. Get us to 63. Thank you very much. And yes, as Winston said, we do Spill the Tequila every Tuesday night on my channel, the John Roca channel there, 4 p.m. PT. If you enjoyed seeing what Winston and I do in our chemistry and our back and forth, so if you had fun with that, come and join us on my channel, 4 p.m. PT every Tuesday night there. Subscribe to the John Roca channel so you can see what all that stuff is happening there as well, like Geek Buddies, Hot Mic. Hopefully we'll be bringing back Jedi way soon. There hasn't been much Star Wars news, but I miss Laura and I miss Kevin. So hopefully we'll be lining up something very soon as well. But my reviews, my reactions, and as Winston talked about, best of 2025, looking forward to 2026. This is the week for that content to be coming out on my channel as well. I don't like to do it during the holiday. I like to relax during the holiday. So this is where we're going to put my stuff out as well. So please subscribe there, youtube.com/John Roca Says. Follow me at the Roca Says on all social media. But of course, subscribe to this channel. There's membership stuff going on here for Christian side of things. There's all kinds of reactions, everything like that. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget our Raycon. Make sure you use that code if you're going to use Raycon and what have you. And of course, let us know what you thought about all the things we talked about here on the show in the comment section below. And share this show wherever you can. So let people know about the show happening, the Christian Harloff Show, and then come and subscribe and enjoy it as well. All right, take care of yourselves. Be well. Thanks to Big Luke over there, and we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of the Christian Harloff Show. Happy 2026, and we'll talk to you soon.